Here she comes. Hi, my name is Nurse Jody, and I'm from Gecko Hospital. And today I'm talking about I did one was an emergency preparation kit. Now these are things that your parents are going to want to have in the house, but I wanted to go over with them with you so you knew what was in them. Okay? So every house should have these. Now what you're going to want to do is be prepared for a flood. And the first thing I want to go over is a map. Okay? Because everybody knows that there are roads everywhere, especially here in Phoenix, right? You see cars everywhere. But what you're going to want to do is with your parents, find your house on the map and think of places to go outside of your house, maybe to like a grandma's house in another city or friends in another state so you can get away from the flood.
My dad doesn't like maps. He says he knows where to go.
The cars nowadays now do have GPS. Yes, but sometimes the power goes out or the battery in the car might not be working and you need an old school map like this to get you through. Okay? So that's one thing. And the other thing is water. I know there's running water around in the flood, but obviously you can't drink it, remember, because of all the germs in it. So you're going to want to have plenty of water. Now this is just a little bit, but you should probably have at least another 5 or 6 gallons, okay?
That's a lot of water.
It is, but you
what
don't.
If I have to pee?
That's okay. You find a little pee spot to go. That's okay. But the water is very important because you could be stuck in a flood and not know how many days you might not be able to get any more water. Or it might be where you're in a spot where the water is dirty and you have to have clean water. Okay? Now let's say it's nighttime and the power is out. You're going to want to make sure to have flashlights throughout the house and in your emergency kit, okay? Now this one does have batteries that comes with it, and also you're going to want to have backup batteries for other things that you may need, such as the GPS, okay, and flashlights or a radio so you can know other routes to go out of town with, okay?
Well, if we're in a flood, aren't the batteries going to get wet?
Well, this is why your emergency kit's important, because you're going to grab everybody else safely, and you're going to grab this as well. Okay? Try to keep this all dry. Okay?
Can we play with the flashlight?
Sure, you can pass it around if you like, but please don't point at anybody's eyes. Thank you. And remember, you might be there for a few days just in case. You should also have canned foods to get you through those few days, okay? Because remember, the power might be out, and the microwave may not work, or the oven. Okay?
But I'm always hungry.
Well, we should have more than this, but that's okay. You can just...
They're not fat. How are you always hungry?
That's okay. Now, another very important thing. Does anybody know what this is?
That's where Mom gets Band-Aids.
Yeah. It's a first aid kit. And every house already probably has one of these at home. And if you don't, try to remind Mom and Dad to get one, okay? Now this is a first aid kit. Now it does have Band-Aids. It also has ice packs, bandages, and it also could have some emergency stuff that you may not need to know at the time. And gloves, so if you do get some water that's icky, you can try to use the gloves if you have to touch the water at all. Okay, and last but not least, in a fire, in a flood, other things can happen. Like, let's say the power does go out, and there's a spark. What do you think could happen from that spark?
Fire.
Yeah, there could be a fire. So there's other disasters that can happen with a flood. So that's why you all have to know how to use your fire extinguisher, okay? Now, there are directions on the fire extinguisher, but you're going to want to use this with your mom and dad and let them use it first. But just in case, you're going to want to know how to use this too. Okay? So far we talked about the route that we're going to take in case of a fire, what's going to happen if it goes out at night. We have a flashlight, some first aid kits, and then our backup food and water. Does anybody have any questions?